questions, so you believed it was truthful. Your system of voice stress analysis, it's like a polygraph, led you to believe I was being truthful, or you wouldn't have brought me here. Right? You're a professional, and that's what you do. That's what you do as a living, is voice stress analysis, something TJ Ward is known for.
I know, but
that's his expertise.
But
so
there's no hit. There is no hit. That's why they don't believe it. There is no hit.
I know, but you asked me all these things. If I was lying when I told the story in Tampa, then why would you say that I was being truthful enough to commit all these resources to come here? As a living, you do voice stress analysis. That's your tool you use. And you used that tool in Tampa, and you believed it was truthful. That's why you did this. Just because you didn't find the physical evidence there, that's why it was wrapped in a goddamn canvas, so it wouldn't rip open. I said there was a hope that some came out and it was still there, but obviously it wasn't. You think fucking when no physical evidence was left, just the scent being in that area, not leaking and shit, completely dry to the point it was there, was only there for a couple hours. It's not like it laid there and decomposed. Bone was on top of things. It wasn't just laying around fucking on the ground for years. It was there for a couple minutes.
A couple of minutes? You said it was, you guys had the body there for hours.
No, I'm talking about the two bigger pieces that I remember that I had to pick up because they came out. When I opened it, two larger pieces that came out, they were only on the ground for probably not even a couple minutes, seconds. That's the only thing that physically touched the ground, was for a couple seconds or no more than a minute when they got put back into the wrapped up shit. They knew that shit wasn't there for decomposing in that yard. Yeah, if it was decomposing in that yard, yeah, there should be still scent, even if it wasn't still a big chunk of bone or even a small chunk of bone or fragment there. It should still be there if it was there for an extended period of time. It wasn't. It was very brief. I don't trust the motherfucker, just like you don't trust me. I don't trust him. So I'm glad that we cleaned up the physical evidence so damn well, because I don't trust that he wouldn't have tried to charge me for the shit. I don't trust him one fucking bit. You think your Ron fucking was gonna knowingly leave like chunks of bone and shit? Obviously he was keeping an eye on it to make sure that that didn't happen. I don't appreciate fucking Dave Holloway threatening me and shit last night on the phone. That's ridiculous. Saying you're coming to get me. You're a block away. I'm coming to get you. I got something for you. He's gonna fucking do something to me. Oh shit. Do voice stress analysis. That's your main tool to find out for a living, like if people are telling the truth or not. That's the new technology, more reliable than polygraph, they say. That's what he uses for a living. And he asked me 40 questions that day, and out of the 40 questions you asked me, you were confident enough that I was being truthful about the shit to commit all these resources to come here. So obviously, just because the physical evidence wasn't left there, which it shouldn't have been. That's why it was wrapped up the way it was. Just because the physical evidence isn't there doesn't mean that I didn't make him feel confident enough in my answering of his questions and description of what happened to commit all these resources to come here. So obviously, he believes that that was truthful because he does that for a living. He's done that to many suspects for many crimes, And they say it's more reliable than polygraph nowadays. That's a new technology. So somehow I miraculously lie my way through to beat that technology when I have no experience with that kind of lying to beat that kind of stuff. So that's all there is to say. That the physical evidence wasn't there because Iran made sure it was wrapped up. But as far as me telling the story what happened, he believed that was the truth or he wouldn't have committed these resources. That's the end of what I have to say about it.
All they wanted is a hit.
I understand that, but that's the reason that it was wrapped in canvas, so it didn't rip open. I explained why it was wrapped in a thick-ass, big leather canvas that was wider than the section of tarp that she was in at the time. Tarp was rolled up into the canvas when it was hit with a sledgehammer for a reason, so it wouldn't rip it open and shit wouldn't go flying. Obviously, it was effective. But to say I'm lying, then why would you bring me here if you believed I passed your voice stress analysis on the 40 questions you asked me? You felt confident.
Does it irritate you that they don't believe you?
It irritates me that I've been threatened by TJ a few days ago and then Dave Holloway last night. It irritates me very much that they've been threatening me.
What did TJ right now tell you?
He didn't say nothing to me right now. You mean before?
Yeah, you guys weren't talking.
Oh, I just said I don't appreciate Dave Holloway threatening me last night and stuff. And he basically didn't say nothing. He just kept brushing it off. He didn't give me an answer. Just walked away. And I made it clear that anything I was given was compensation for my time. It wasn't extorting you for information. I made that clear over and over. I said to him, when I met you in Tampa, I made that clear. When I talked to you on the phone 10 times or so, I made that clear. Before this morning, before you did it, I made it clear. Yesterday, before you recorded, I made it clear. World-renowned investigator that uses that voice stress analysis as his main tool in his profession, for me to beat that by lying in 40 questions. 40 questions, and you couldn't tell that it wasn't true. So obviously it was. If you put your faith into that science with your whole everything your business is about, put your faith into that science. So I beat the 40 questions on that science by lying. That's what you want me to believe. Okay.